Criminal. She said, no, I'm going to pay them and you're going to have to redo all my costumes.
Fortunately for Weinstein, the next scene Marilyn shot required no costume. The nude pool scene, perhaps the most famous sequence ever shot for a movie that was never made. According to the script, this midnight skinny dip was Marilyn's way of encouraging Dean Martin to break the news to his new wife, Sid Charisse, that his first wife had come home.
I don't feel so good.
Get out of there. Oh, stay back in.
Come on in. The water's so refreshing. You know, after you've done you know what.
Monroe began the scene wearing a flesh-colored bikini, but when a cameraman complained that the line of her bra was visible, she slipped out of the suit and did the scene en naturel. The effect on stage 14, indeed the entire Fox lot, was electric.
Incredible. I mean, the word got around that Marilyn was swimming nude. And we kind of closed the door. I mean, we would have had half the studio there.
That was a highlight of the film that wasn't made. Marilyn would be love to do that, and I think it showed. If I remember the rushes at the time, there was no pressure. I mean, that's something she could do. Take her clothes off, go in the pool, and come out. There isn't all of that mental strain of playing a scene with someone.
I had the robe, and when she finally came up, like, put her arm out of the pool and put her arm over her boob to hide it, and she made me get right by the camera all the time like he is right now, and if I could see anything I shouldn't see, say so, and she wouldn't let him print the scene.
Monroe knew that her skinny dip, the first true nude scene by a major star, was likely to cause a media sensation, which is apparently just what she had in mind. When photographers who shot these stills asked her to release them, Monroe casually consented in exchange for one promise, that they knock Liz Taylor off the magazine covers of the world. That they did. Within weeks, the photos appeared in 32 countries, a kind of last hurrah for Hollywood's greatest cover girl.
It made her feel great. It was her happiest day. She felt secure that day. Why? That day as opposed to another day, I don't know.
Get back!
I really thought the worst was over.
Briefly, it seemed like it was. Although her 4 hours in the pool had aggravated her virus, Marilyn continued to work, and work well. On the 26th of May, she shot this scene, a Garbo-like turn in which she pretends to be Martin's Swedish maid.
I see. Tick. His Swedish name. Mrs. Duncan, give me permission to take care of children.
Nice to meet you, Mrs. Tick. Nicholas, shall we go in now? Would you mind taking these in for me, please?
Oh, I'll take it.
It's no trouble. We have been waiting for you to come home. Honeymoon is over, yeah?
It's just begun.
A few days later, Monroe and Martin worked together again, their first solo scene since filming began.
And a man's wife spends 5 years on an island with a strange man.
Would you like it better if I knew him?
And it slips her mind?
Well, I was going to tell you, but I know how upset you get about little things.
Little things?
Monroe had tangled bitterly with previous co-stars like Tony Curtis and Laurence Olivier, and she handpicked Dean Martin as her leading man, in large part because they were friends, and she knew she could count on him as an ally. True to his easygoing double martini image, Martin seemed utterly unfazed by Monroe's absences and delays.
All right. Camera.
Dean was wonderful.
Dean loved her.
He was just very patient and understanding, And when he was waiting, he'd be in the back swinging his golf balls. Had a club with him, and he'd go behind the set and just
swing it away.
Put some shots.
Dean Martin never said a word. He sat in his dressing room, and he knew I was young and worried and inexperienced. He would come and comfort me instead of me come and comfort him.
Weinstein once again was in need of comfort. On the 27th of May, Marilyn phoned in sick, and again on the 28th. She reported to the set on June 1st, her 36th birthday, but the mood was grim. Cukor, desperate to make some headway, was furious over plans to throw a birthday party on the set, and refused to let Marilyn go until the end of the day. Ironically, the tense afternoon produced one of the film's funnier scenes, a vintage Monroe tease in which she tries to pass Wally Cox off as the man with whom she spent 5 years on a deserted island.
Thank you. I really don't have very much time. I'm making a report to the Geographic Society on the flora and fauna we found on the island.
This, as it turned out, would be the last scene of Marilyn Monroe's career.
Ask anything. Go ahead, ask.
Oh, well, let me see. What kind of an island was it?
I'd say it was an ordinary island, wouldn't you say?
Like the rest.
Small island?
Not small. Not large.
Medium.
Water?
Oh, yes, water all around.
That's one of the nicest things about Adam. He doesn't talk your ear off.
Well...
Is there anything else you'd like to ask?
No, I don't think so. I've got a good, clear picture now.
When should I be running along?
Must you?
Oh, the Geographic Society insists on punctuality.
Fine, thank you.
All day long, birthday flowers and bottles of champagne arrived for Marilyn. The studio had prepared nothing to mark Monroe's birthday, but Marilyn's stand-in, Evelyn Moriarty, bought a cake decorated with a bikini and a negligee and had a giant birthday card signed by everyone on the set.
I went over to the farmer's market and picked up the cake, and I brought it back to the studio, and I was told by the assistant director not to bring that cake out until 6 o'clock because they were going to get a full day's work out of her. So we left the cake in the prop room, and 6 o'clock we wheeled out the cake with all the sparklers on it.
Somehow or another, I ended up with one of the little dolls that was on the top of the cake. They had sparklers and these little dolls, and there was a little bikini-clad Marilyn was on the cake. And normally these things get thrown away, but my wife has a little doll collection. It's been sitting there for years this way. The rather revealing wardrobe, I must say.
Cukor joined the other cast and crew members in a ragged version of Happy Birthday, but it was not a warm serenade.
There was a pall over it. We had gone through so much. It was a pretend celebration.
And she felt that, it was a very sad birthday, that because of all the troubles with the picture that were happening and all that. And she always looks at that photograph where I guess it's on the set, and she says, I may be smiling, but my eyes are dead, because she wasn't smiling on the inside. It wasn't working. They would probably thrown it at her if they would have been honest.
Wearing a mink beret borrowed from the Fox costume department, Monroe left the Strain gathering with Wally Cox. Over objections from the studio, she went to an Angel game to throw out the opening ball at a muscular dystrophy benefit. It would be her last public appearance before she died. On June 4th, the Monday after her 36th birthday, Marilyn Monroe once again failed to show up on the Something's Got to Give set. A new and final round of absences